Julia Jordan. Thank you very much for being here. It's a big honor having been invited to share my experience and open my heart to you. Just because I'm a little nervous and I don't want to get carried away, I have here my notes. I hope you don't mind. Well, Latin American countries and their peoples, us, we have two big similarities with Canadian First Nations. Actually many, but two big ones. First is the Indigenous relations to the land. And when I mean Indigenous, I'm not talking about ethnicity, I'm talking about coming from the earth, being part of the earth, and something we cannot neglect, the colonial history. I feel that we empathize, that we relate to each other, to the First Nations of Canada, deeply. I feel that we are very reflected on each other. For example, when I was living in northern Alberta years back, two gentlemen, young adults, First Nations, asked me for my status card. That day, I truly felt welcome to this country. Some years later, when I was in University of the Fraser Valley, where I met Ashley, a dear friend, there was the POA dance, and I attended, of course. And they asked me again, where was my band from, what was my community, what was my ethnicity. They assume again I was First Nation. And I proudly say, well, I am a South American Métis, because the Latin Americans, the mestizos, we are nothing but the product of genetic blending, of intermarriage. And I think that makes us closer, not only to First Nations, but even to Europeans, because what is not European, even a mixture of different races, ethnicities, and colors, right? We are a delicious tutti frutti juice, like I like to call myself. All the fruits blended harmoniously, and I'm really happy for that. And I believe most of Latin Americans, as far as my understanding and knowledge go, we all love that, we embrace that, and we push it out with all our colors and our flavors. And at least in Canada, so far, everybody passes the checklist, no problem. Well, how did I came to Canada? How is that I'm in this moment in front of you? A little piece, a wonderful piece of this land conquered my heart. Please. This is Mark, my beloved husband. He's a British Columbian sitting within the people. And that is how I came. I traded my happy professional singleness for a vibrant married life that was going to happen in a very far, far land, a very new land, a little colder, but still very nice, which welcomed me heartily. This is the family receiving me as a surprise in Edmonton. I just cried myself to bed that day of emotion and love. Thank you, honey. No matter where do you come, like Geneviève was saying, there is always challenges. There is inherently, we can't help it, we can't avoid it. There will always be demands, new situations, struggles, change, things we have to face and we can grow from, fortunately. Name it. Weather. Kidding me? And consider this, I moved from Lima to Northern Alberta in winter. So yeah, well, language too. My English professor became one of my best friends. He's with us here now. Yeah, and I still struggle with English, yeah. Well, what else? We leave our comfort zone behind. We leave our family of origin, our community behind. The network that we assume we take for granted, we leave it back. We also try to fit in within the community, land a job, or rethink our options, our occupations, our life expectations, our cultures, the written rules, the not written rules. How do we handle that? How do we understand the jokes? All these things, right, poses little mini challenges along our day. But fortunately, we can bridge over them and we can grow and enjoy the ride. For me, it was actually a double changing life event because first of all, I married someone. It was already a change. And then moving into Canada. Well, I've been able to happily handle this, not only out of spirit, but I have to confess, without the support and love of Mark, it couldn't have been that possible, that happy. And without the love and support of all my friends, Latin friends, the friends that have been here since always, the friends that come along from all over the planet to this beautiful land, I don't think my experience would have been the beauty that I'm trying to share with you tonight. I love to see all the things we share, our ancient knowledge, our myths, our stories, the old medicinal practices, our strong community, the village orientation we have, the arts, the craft, everything so similar, the power of our indigenous language, the colorful regalia we dress, not only the First Nation here, the First Nation Mexican, we just observe dancing and chanting. Though the colonial struggles pose for both of us many challenges, especially for the survival of ethnicity and social adjustment, there are as well roads, options we can take daily that will lead us into a better place together. One of the ways I find to blend into Canadian culture without losing my roots is by portraying my Latin American culture beyond the stereotypes that dominate mainstream media. Since April 2014, I became a volunteer member of Radio CIDL, which is the campus and community radio at the University of the Fraser Valley, my Canadian alma mater, proudly saying. I started a show called I Heart Latin America. This show is fully broadcasted in English, and I promise you, I select content from any and every Latin American country in different languages. I play music, I speak about the movies, events, artists, and the piece that I like the most is this. I interview Latin Americans who operate, live here, and all this allows me to see and firmly believe that it's our responsibility as Latin Americans to portray ourselves fairly, to give the right image we want you to understand of us, what we really are, and as well to honor who we are. Has been an immense pleasure to be with you tonight, and I want to say just one little thing. It's true that humans, we are shaped by our cultures, but if we look thoroughly a little bit deeper, we're gonna find more similarities than differences. And that is the roots and ties we are trying to live tonight and every day. Thank you very much.